So in the recent chapter, well, if you're watching this in the future, it's probably not recent, but 262, there was a double color spread of Sukuna and Gojo. So we drawn it. I'm on a landscape page, use a pencil, use an eraser, hit pause if I go too fast. Have fun, guys. So we start with the King of Curses, Sukuna, over on the right hand side. This image is really cool. It's interesting. He's kind of looking to the right profile for both characters. Sukuna's kind of a little bit 3/4, but it's pretty much profile. So we're going to start with his nose, right? It's kind of bumpy. So we'll just start right here on the right hand side. So we'll curve it down. Right, and it kind of curves a little, but then it like gets a bit pointy out at the top. And then comes back in. So it's like an L shape or a 7, like an upside down 7. And his nostril, we're just going to put like in here. So at the top, this curves back up to his eyebrow. Right, so it goes that way. So it's kind of like a Z shape then. So his eyebrow, it's kind of shaved, right? So he goes across like a little box, sort of like that, right, with lines in it. Then there's a gap, but there's a bottom area. So it goes like around the front of his brow. And then there's that gap, right? So it's kind of like a shaved portion inside. And then his brow sort of comes around, sticks out quite far, and then goes up towards his hair then. Okay. So his eyelid line, so it's kind of like just a little sort of section inside here. And then his eyeball curves around in there. And then we can just see like his cheek, kind of just there. And then his iris and his pupil, quite small, looking up. Right, so it's quite small in there. So now this other thing on the other eye, it's crazy looking. More like a mushroom. It looks wood when he draws it other times, but we'll go with this sort of weird shape of it. Kind of comes around and has all these bits sticking off it. So it's a random sort of shape. Like I imagine it changes often. And it does when he draws it. In the manga, the shape of it even changes. This just like comes all down around. It's like coral reef or, you know, weird. Right? It's like in a sort of a cloud. And there's like little bits of stuff like sticking on his face around it. Making like little dots of. It's unusual. I didn't think it was, when like seeing it drawn like this, you know, I didn't think it was actually this sort of a thing. Just to put these textures and dots and stuff around it now as well. So there's 2 eyeballs inside there. So, and they're kind of vertical. So top eyelid curves around back up to the corner. There's all this skin around it. And then the red circle. And there's circles in there. Let me do another one. Back down. And then the iris again. Like so, right. So then we got to make like this look kind of bumpy and gnarly and kind of like textured up and stuff. Right, so like all these lines and stuff on it. there's like inside parts as well. So it's different too. And so it's kind of a bit more, it's kind of lighter looking than I thought it was. I pretty much drew this last week and it was like chunkier. You're just sort of adding these dents and sort of like sections inside. It's not sort of, it's kind of, that's the way it is anyway. Interesting, different. So we'll finish his face. So from the nose we go down to the top lip, and then the bottom lip sticks out. And then his chin kind of sticks out a bit further than his mouth. He's got a big chin. And then his jaw. Real strong jaw. And then we can just see like his mouth sort of line here. He's not impressed. Why would he be? And then bottom lip sort of line there. Another little blob of stuff. And his ear, just sort of beside this eye thing. It's kind of big, his ears. And then the ear lines inside. And he has an earring. And I think we can see some of his sideburn here. And then his hairline just comes across the forehead. And then we have those face tattoos. Now this is kind of like destroyed sort of in close to this thing. But then the spike comes down across the face pretty much. And there's a couple on his chin. Remember, if I am moving too fast, pause. Pause button, very helpful. So hair, go. So he's manga style, so it's like lots of just little small sort of spikes just coming around. Okay, so that's his hair. Do. Now, his neck, super muscly, right? So, neck is like back here, and the front of it is there. And then, like, his neck muscles, like, go down that way. I guess there's like an Adam's apple sort of section there as well. And he's got like another sort of neck muscle, I guess you'd call it there, and maybe like something else here. And then his trapezius bumps out and like becomes the shoulder muscle. So it's like, it's ridiculous. So it's like here and then that way. And they draw it sort of going in. It's very roughly drawn now. Not that there's anything wrong with that, of course. The shoulder muscle then goes around like that. So this like goes in there. And then his bicep kind of comes down. And then his tricep like so. We can see some of his back going off that way. And then his chest, right? So his chest, we can see like neck or collarbone or something here. And then his chest sticks right out up into there. And then there's like another chest muscle line, collarbone going that way. And then there's like abs go down there. So you could have like some chest muscles and hatching on his neck and stuff like that. Then we got to add his tattoos. So there's a circular one, but it's kind of like bumpy because it's on his muscles on his shoulder. So it's not like a perfect circle. It's kind of blobby. There's one coming across his arm here, all black as well. Some coming down his back. And they wrap around, come up like across his shoulder somewhere. Now these like chop and change, like the animators and the manga artists don't keep them the same every time, but I think this would be probably the way they're supposed to be because he really took his time with this drawing. And there's another one here. Is that, yeah, going that way. And it's like some other muscle lines kind of here. So they're black on his arm. Oh, and there's one on his neck, spiking. Like so. Cool, that's Sukuna. So we'll go over and do Gojo now. Smaller frame on him. But he's in profile. Again, looking the other direction. So we start with his nose, and it's kind of more like a straighter sort of. So it comes down like so. And then around. And then we can see nostril. It's kind of like a letter L. And then this zigs or zags back up here, so it's like a Z shape. And this is his brow area, so it curves around for his brow. And then his forehead just goes up there, you just make it a bit longer. So when you know where a character's brow is roughly, you know where the eye is. It's like across in this sort of dip in here, right? So just a little bit in and across. And then he has his eyeball, like this, curved line there. And then the top eyelid line. Now they give him sort of eyelashes and stuff, so it's kind of hairy here. And we go back down towards the front. And then his eyelashes kind of like stick up. Those sort of purple eyelashes of his. Go right down the back. Into there. And there's like some coming off the front here as well. Like so. And then his blue iris, skinny sort of circle here at the front. And he's sort of looking up that direction. And then we have the eyelid line, just there. And then the eyebrow, just in line with the sort of brow area. Going back there. And just another sort of top line for it there. Might have went a bit long with it actually. No, it looks okay. Might be alright. We'll see. Might change it. Right, so mouth is around letter M, like so. Where the lips join, like so. Bottom lip line just sort of there. And then chin. Little square sort of drawing. There's a gap here, and then they draw in the jaw. Like so. And this one joins his Adam's apple down there. And then we have his ear. And ear lines inside. And then we have his sort of sideburn area. Like so. And then the back of his hair or head. Down that way. And then the back of his neck here. And then we'll finish his hair. So we got like his hairline just coming across like so. And then there's a bit of a hanging down sort of hair. Appears to be a bit of a gap in the hair like that. And then of course reanimated, so he's got that cut along his forehead, the stitches. And then the rest of his hair just goes, it's kind of tidier Gojo hair than we normally see. It's going all the way back, all the way back and around. This just goes in then towards the back of his head. And then there's all sort of textures and stuff here. Right, and then some maybe down there somewhere. And then sort of again, like kind of neck muscles here. And then his shirt, so he's got like a black t-shirt on. Then his back just kind of comes down this way. And his chest down there. Now, they don't draw in like his shoulder, and it's just like shading and all that, so we'd probably have to do that. So imagine shoulder would be here, sort of. And then the collar of his t-shirt. And then his chest sort of goes maybe there. Like that kind of thing. So that t-shirt is just colored black. You could probably get away with just coloring it black. They do like a little bit of shading, but it's not major. But I thought this was a cool drawing, so I had to do it. I hope it's helpful. Did I miss anything? No, don't think so. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.